Yes, good night. The live. The live. Blessed and good night. And welcome to another live program again. And tonight we're running on heart disease and cardiomyopathy. And the reason why we want to do this particular program is because of the young lady, a teenager, who have cardiomyopathy. And a lot of people don't even know what cardiomyopathy is. You know what I mean? Or afibrillation, arterial fibrillation. There are a lot of people don't know what that is either. And we have, I think, about over 3 million people in America is suffering from arterial fibrillation. And if you have high blood pressure, or if you have cardiomyopathy, you are at risk of getting an enlarged heart too. Yeah? Alright, so we're going to talk about them 3 things tonight. And because there's a very young lady here from America with, I think it's 19 years old with cardiomyopathy. And I was trying to get my nephew today on the phone to invite him to do this program with us because he is a cardiologist. Unfortunately, we can't get him on the phone, so that we hope that he's looking and he could maybe join the program. And he will give us more in-depth and what these conditions are as a cardiologist and how you can try to keep the heart healthy. You know what I mean? Because in the medical system, all the cardiologists says cardiomyopathy can't repair. There's no cure. There's no cure for this. There's no cure for that. That's what they learn in school. There's no cure for nothing. But we're going to make a formula tonight for cardiomyopathy and arterial fibrillation. And we're going to teach you how you can change your diet around to reverse these conditions, okay? To reverse them. You understand? I don't want to use the word no cure because they come and lock me up. The body heals itself. You know what I mean? Anybody from the Caribbean know that what this is, right? From the Caribbean. You're from the Caribbean country, you must know what this is. See it there? Huh? Everybody from the Caribbean is supposed to know what this is. Everybody from Trinidad and Tobago in the house. Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, the Bermuda, Guyana, Jamaica. Or you're supposed to know what this is. You know that? Yeah? We used to get that when we were kids. When we were children, the mothers and fathers to give us that as a washout. What is that? Yeah? What do they call it? You know what that is? Bay leaf. You see what that is?
What is it?
That is cenepods, man.
Oh,
Anybody from the Caribbean?
a lot of people who watching may not know what that is.
This is cenepods. You remember that? You remember when we were young children and we had to go back to school, they used to give us cenepods to drink with a little bit of ginger and be in the house and we grind them with pain because it's very painful.
So
you got a bellyache. Yeah.
So all you hear now.
Yeah, cenepods. They say it out of style now, but some parents do give it to their children still. But I don't give it to my kid because it gripe your belly a lot. You can gripe all night, crying for griping pain. You know what I mean? If you're going to use it, you can put a little bit of ginger to stop the griping, okay? That's called cenepods, all right? They're the cenepods and they say the leaves. The leaves are more cleansing than the pod itself. The pods give you more griping than the leaves. So don't forget, the pods is more, not as efficient as the leaves.
Yes, Amy, on the vacation.
Yeah, we make it go to the bathroom, but you're going to put a little ginger in there. But the leaves are more effective, and the leaves is not as griping as the pods are. Okay, don't forget, yeah? And then we have 2 herbs here. Anybody who have children, and you have a child between the age of 18 months to about 10 years old, 12 years old, and they have any kind of fever, these are the 2 herbs you can use. One is called catnip. Don't forget the name of the herb. One is called catnip and one is called bone set. If you mix these 2 herbs together and your child have a fever, when the fever is not very high and the fever is like 99, 98, 102, you can give the child these 2 herbs here. One is called, don't forget, catnip, C-A-T-N-I-P, and one is called bone set, B-O-N-E-S-E-T. And these 2 herbs together is wonderful for fevers in children and adults alike. Okay, don't forget. Yeah? Wonderful. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about heart disease and cardiomyopathy, arterial fibrillation, and how you can prevent heart disease and what heart disease is and what symptoms of heart disease are. All right, because we have a cancer patient here also that have cancer in the gallbladder, and we just did some tests. Some doctors, this is from doctors now, don't forget the doctors. See, doctors, see? Eh? Number one, number two, tumor shrink. The tumor, that's number one. Number two, see tumors shrink from 6.2 centimeters to 5.0 centimeters in 1 week. You understand? By just doing herbs and supplements. And we are working with a doctor, Dr. Martin. Thank you for coming today to looking at the patient. And we're working with some doctors to maybe help in that regard in terms of taking all these tests for our patients. You know, don't forget, the medical system is also important. And we're going to talk about a little bit about the liver again. Patient again have liver troubles. We're going to tell you about what the liver function, what the enzymes are, how they function, and if you have cancer and some of the enzymes are high, what can be the cause of these enzymes being high in your liver, especially the alkaline phosphatase, the AST and ALT. We're going to tell you what they do and how you can get them back to normal range. Okay? Wonderful. Yeah. Chris, I'm going to talk about the live, and we're going to go to the program one time. Okay? You want to stay tuned.
So guys, good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. I see all my people and they're on the live. Good night, Dali. Good night, Chetram. Oh gosh, my wonderful people. I love you guys so much. D, good night, Damien. One of my favorite people on the live. You know I love you, boy. I see Dali and Flowers on the live. That is so wonderful, you guys. I'm so happy all here tonight to watch Mr. Dells teach you guys some stuff on health. So all you know when you going live, I like to tune in. So we will be having our first pay-per-view live. Well, this one can't see what I'm. So we will be having our first pay-per-view live sit.
Yeah.
June 6th, on June 6th, that is next week, Thursday. Next Thursday will be our first pay-per-view live. Come ask us any question, and we will be there to answer your questions. Our tickets is $15, right?
Yeah.
First
people
time
who
we
can afford to pay
trying to
$60.
accommodate people who was suggesting that we do this, you know, people who were suggesting that we do a program live, you know, where they can pay a small fee instead of, you know, they paying the full consultation fee because some of them cannot afford the consultation fee.
So for the poor.
We have decided, come show your face, come.
Yeah.
We have decided to do this pay-per-view for people who cannot afford to, you know,
that's
pay
important
the
to me.
full consultation fee.
Yep.
So it would be $15, guys. So just get your tickets and come and chat with us. We're gonna answer your questions. So it will just be about you guys. We'll be answering your questions once you're on the live, once you've paid for your ticket and you come on the live with us. Then we just answer your questions. We just chat with you for a while. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's it. That would be next Thursday, 6th of June.
Yeah.
Right?
What time?
At 7:30.
7:30 p.m.
So once you go to the link, we've shared the link on Patrick's page and myself on my page. Once you go to the link, you will see all the information there. So guys, I hope to see you there next Thursday. Okay?
Yeah, because you know it's not everybody who can afford, you know, $60, you know. It's important that we look out for the poor, you know, people who can't afford it, because a lot of people just have a day-to-day job. A lot of people are living paycheck to paycheck. Trust me, especially, I tell a lot of people in the Caribbean doesn't understand. They feel America is a bed of roses. I want you all to tell them. I want you all to tell the people who in the Caribbean and making a lot of other people feel that America is a bed of roses. Tell them America and the UK is not a bed of roses. You all don't pick up money on the street or on a tree. You all have to get up early in the morning, rain, sleet, snow, in the cold, and go to work. You understand? So tell them, when they want to run to these places, tell them it's not a bed of roses. They have to work hard to get what they need. Yeah? And they pay a lot of us work from paycheck to paycheck. Tell them that too. So it's not easy. Tell them some of you all do 2 and 3 jobs to survive. Tell them that too. So don't make them feel that these places are there is a bed of roses, okay?
Yes.
Blessed love.
Yes, guys, it's $15, 15 US dollars. And you're gonna come chat with us. We're gonna stay for about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
No, less than that.
He only saying that, but when he starts to talk, he
Less
goes
than
like
that. Nah,
he
ain't no
goes
hour and a
like
half,
almost
nah.
2 hours. So all you can
Listen.
guarantee, I will keep him for at least an hour and 45 minutes to accommodate you guys. So take advantage of the situation, all right?
Okay, we see about that. I put some mango in your mouth.
Like you don't want
All right, let's go to the screen. What I'm gonna do tonight, I'm gonna show you something about heart disease, and I'm gonna make you some herbs, some formulas. I want you all to learn about plants. So tonight you are in herbal medicine school again, because we said before that plants fall in different categories. You understand? You have the cool plant, the warm plant, the hot plants. You have the pectorals, you have the hepatics, you have the parasitic, you have the fungals, antifungal plants. So you have plant that works on the heart in terms of circulation and strengthening the heart muscle and creating a stronger contraction of the heart muscle. Now, this program is only for people who is suffering from heart disease, or if you want to prevent heart disease or prevent troubles in the heart muscle, you can follow this particular program and you can use the herbs that I'm going to mention. If you know someone who have fibrillation, AFib they call it, atrial fibrillation, or cardiomyopathy, angina, or all these other different type of troubles in the heart muscle. Okay? Now, your heart, that muscle, works every day. It don't stop. So we have to give, again, the Most High, the glory. I don't care who don't believe in him. I do. And he created that heart muscle to pump for us every day. And if you reach the age of 90, 95, even 100, that heart, if you take up the heart muscle, that heart can serve you well at an older age. You understand? Trust me, it can happen. But because we eat the foods that is damaging to the heart muscle, we create havoc in that heart muscle that is, and cause different troubles in the heart. All right, we're going to tell you what they are. Push it down a little bit much for me. Go up. All right, I can take this off because it's fully charged. All right. So let's go to over here. You got a phone?
I want to do it.
Wonderful. Yeah. Heart disease. Don't forget. This one is all right. You have to do both of them, or they can take it from one. The same people, right? Same thing? No?
This is some of my people.
Some of your people. All right then, wonderful.
We have to share the wealth.
All right, so I want you to look at the heart muscle. And we don't want to go too much into the heart muscle, because we talked about left and right ventricle, left and right atrium. If you follow my programs, you're going to know that we talked about what the left and right ventricle do and what the left and right atrium do. One cell oxygen to the left or the right atrium goes to the lung, pick up oxygen, send it back to the left or right, the left or the right atrium, goes back down to the left or right the ventricle, go back to the left or right atrium, back into from head to foot, blood flow. So this muscle works for us every day. You don't take a break. And that's the reason why we have to take care of him. But he also controls the circulatory system. So I want you to look at a good heart, and I want you to look at a bad heart. This heart, look at the right and the left ventricle. That's why we needed to talk to my nephew, who's a cardiologist. If you're listening, brother Daigo Humphrey, you could send the request, and we can have you on the program so you can enlighten my people more about the heart muscle, because you are a cardiologist and you are now looking at diet and nutrition to keep the heart on a normal range. All right? So I want to thank you for that, my brother. Now, this is the good heart muscle, and this is the heart muscle of what we call left ventricle hypertrophy. Hypertrophy in the medical system only means that the heart is enlarged. So this word means an enlarged heart. Your heart is becoming enlarged, either from high blood pressure, or you can get hypertrophy from also cardiomyopathy, a condition of the heart we're going to talk about. That's what the young lady had. So look at the good heart over here. Yeah? And look at the heart that is being hypertrophy, becoming enlarged. Now, once your heart becomes enlarged, it's more difficult for the heart to pump the blood through the vessel walls. It's going to, when it swells, because your heart needs space to contract, to pump that blood through the circulatory system. Now, look at this one over here. This is when you have now a blocked artery. And lots of people do have blocked arteries. Lots of people have it. If heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, 750,000 people die every year from that disease, heart disease that is telling us a lot of people in America have blockage of the arteries. You understand? A lot of people in America have muscle damage of the heart, or damage of the heart muscle. A lot of people in America, if heart disease is the #1 killer of Americans, lots of Americans suffer from heart attacks. That's just common sense. So the #1 killer of Americans is heart disease, heart attacks, you know what I mean, strokes, you know what I'm saying, cancer. And then the third leading cause of cancer death in America is pancreatic cancer, no take over from all the others, breast cancer and colon cancer. So pancreatic cancer is on the rise. But the #1 cause of death of Americans is this right here. Damage to your heart muscle and blocking of the arteries. And let me tell you all something. You feel when you're young, you're going to keep them healthy. But you know, once you start eating them old fried foods and all them old greasy foods, long term, you start clogging them up. And once you clog them up, you are going to put your heart muscle at risk now of becoming either enlarged or having your heart have to work extra hard to pump the blood through the vessel walls. And when that happens, you're going to come in with some kind of arterial problem or weakening of your arteries because of this right here, plaque in the walls. So a lot of people, men and women are catching up to men now too. A lot of women and men seem to have 20% blockages, 30% blockages, 40%, and some people have 80%. There was a lady from the UK who was in Grenada a couple of years ago. And when she went back to the UK, she had 80% blockages of the arterial walls. When they opened her chest, they had to leave it open because she was so blocked up, she died on the operating table. You don't want it to happen to you. You know what I mean? So we're going to teach you how you're going to take care of the heart muscle and prevent blockages of the arterial walls. All right, and keep your heart in good working condition because God created your heart muscle to pump forever and ever. Amen. Because you and I were made to live forever. All right, don't forget that. Let's go. Let's look at type of heart disease. First one. Let me hold so I could guide a little bit to the over here. You could hold up one over there. Wonderful. Let me hold this one here. First one, and I want you to go across. The first one is angina pectoris. A lot of people have that when they have high blood pressure, they have blockages. Angina pectoris, you could go across here, is a discomfort or pain that what? Or heaviness in or pressure in your chest. Angina pectoris is a discomfort, pain, heaviness, heavy pain, or pressure in your chest. That is what they call angina pectoris. Once you have angina pectoris, the doctor will tell you that something is going on in your heart muscle. You either have a blockage somewhere. So what he does, he gives you a nitrate pill to put under your tongue or spray it in your mouth to dilate the vessels, but that don't fix it though, because the blockage is still there. So you don't fix it. We're going to show you how to repair it naturally. Because we have a program now on blocking the carotid artery and on blocking the vessels, and you can go on that program to keep the arterial walls healthy too, okay? Right. The second type of heart disease is arteriosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries, and that is when you have fatty deposits or substances on the walls of the arteries, causing the arteries to thicken. We're going to tell you what caused that too. You'll be surprised on what causes it too. So arteriosclerosis, or hardening of the arteries, are deposits of fatty substances on the walls of the arteries, causing the arteries to become thickened. That's another type of heart disease. Let's go to the third one. Heart attacks. What we call myocardial infarction. And that occurs when blood supply or oxygen that the blood carries is cut off, causing the heart muscle to die. And there is, remember Daddy got a heart attack? Remember the brother that used to come by me all the time? Mm-hmm. I used to call him Daddy. He had a heart attack going to the bank. And he was so wise while he was getting his heart attack right here this one day. I call it a worm attack from the pork a lot of people eat every day. The worm attack, kill your heart. Attack your heart and kill your heart. He had a heart attack, and he was very wise because when he was put into the bank, he felt that pressure in his heart muscle, and like an elephant was sitting on his chest. So he pushed the vehicle in park, and he died right behind the wheel. Not only him, there were other people in Grenada who suffered a heart attack while driving. You understand? Because they had lots of blockages or they had heart disease. So a heart attack or myocardial infarction occurs when blood supply and oxygen that the blood carries is cut off, causing your heart muscle to die. Congestive heart failure. Lots of people who have high blood pressure have that too. That's why your feet swell. You know what I mean? Congestive heart failure is failure of your heart muscle when the heart has been weakened by either a heart attack, and now the heart is being unable to pump fully, resulting in blood congestion in the heart muscle. And the symptoms of congestive heart failure is what? Shortness of breath is a sign of it. Or when you want to walk up a hill, you get excited kind of fast. Or when you lay down on your back, flat on your back, you want to get up quick because there is a lot of water in the heart muscle. You can't breathe well. So congestive heart failure is a failure of your heart muscle when the heart has been weakened by a heart attack, being unable, the heart that is, being unable to pump fully, resulting in blood congestion in the heart muscle, and the symptoms are shortness of breath from minimal exertion or when lying down flat on your back. Those are what we call troubles in your heart. Angina pectoris, discomfort, pain, heaviness, pain, or pressure in your chest. That's a sign. Once you have that, check your doctor, because something is causing you to have angina. Don't check the herbalist. Don't forget, when you have angina, don't go and check no herbalist. Go to a doctor and get either an electrocardiogram, or you do this diet check where they're going to put it in your leg, and then they will find out where the block is at. Then, if you want to, and you go to a herbalist who know how to unblock the arteries, then you can go there, because the only solution that they have is to spray that nitrate under your tongue. All right? Or they give you what you call angioplasty, where they put stent in the arterial walls to open the walls so the blood can flow. Arteriosclerosis, hardening of the artery, deposits of fatty substances on the walls of the arteries, causing them to thicken. Heart attack, myocardial infarction occurs when blood supply and oxygen that the blood carries is cut off, causing your heart muscle to die. Congestive heart failure is a failure of the heart muscle when the heart has been weakened by a heart attack, and the heart is now being unable to pump the blood fully, and now resulting in blood congestion in the heart muscle. And the symptoms are shortness of breath, or from minimal exertion, or when laying down flat on your back, like my sister had. She couldn't breathe because there was water in her heart. All right? Don't forget now. Let's go. Type of heart disease. Let's look at that. Once you have high blood pressure, you have troubles in your heart. So lots of people who have hypertension, like I did, had troubles in their heart. That's why I had my stroke, because I had troubles in my heart. And high blood pressure can cause a stroke if you don't have it or keep it under control. High blood pressure weakens and degenerates your arteries and is a major cause of stroke and congestive heart failure. High blood pressure is. So you better start taking care of your high blood pressure, because I had a stroke because my pressure was very high. You understand? If you have blockage of the arteries too, you can also get a stroke. Don't forget. If you have blockage of the carotid artery, you can get a stroke too. So high blood pressure, if it's very high and is not being controlled, it weakens and degenerates your arteries and is a major cause of strokes and congestive heart failure. Arterial fibrillation, they call it AFib in the medical system. 3 million people in America, or over 3 million people, now is diagnosed with arterial fibrillation, which is irregular heartbeat that can lead to blood clots, heart failure, and also strokes. Arterial fibrillation is irregular heartbeat that can lead to blood clots, heart failure, and also strokes. So don't try to suffer from arterial fibrillation, because you can have blood clots, and the clots can end up in your lungs, called an embolism. You understand? And you can die from that. So, but there are 3 million people in America today, or over 3 million people, that is diagnosed with arterial fibrillation. Men as well as women. And women are catching up to men too. Let's look at cardiomyopathy. That's what a young lady has. 19 years old. And she's suffering from cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy, the different types of it, she has what we call dilated cardiomyopathy. There are different types of cardiomyopathy now. And we're going to learn, because I learn every day. I want to teach you what I learn. And if Mr. Humphrey is there, who is a cardiologist, he will confirm what I'm saying to you, that there are different types of cardiomyopathy, but the most prominent one is one from high blood pressure too, and even the thyroid gland. Cardiomyopathy is a disease of the heart muscle, causing the heart muscle to become enlarged and thickening, causing scar tissues on the heart muscle. That is what cardiomyopathy is. But it can be caused from different things. Now, this little child, she's only 19 years old, she has dilated cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy, disease of the heart muscle, caused the heart muscle to become enlarged and thickening, causing scar tissues on the heart muscle. And the causes of cardiomyopathy is changes in the genes in the heart muscle patients, in the heart muscle proteins, and also hypertrophic cardiomyopathy from high blood pressure, and some people who have diabetes and have a high sugar level on a regular basis can develop cardiomyopathy, because once you have diabetes, it can affect your heart, especially if you are shooting insulin and you are suffering from insulin resistance and you're building up a lot of sodium in the body. You understand? And thyroid troubles. When you have troubles in your thyroid gland, if you're underactive or you're overactive, both of these conditions of the thyroid gland can cause the patient to have cardiomyopathy, which is the disease of the heart muscle, causing the heart muscle to become enlarged and thick, causing scar tissues on your heart muscle. Just like when you have what we call cystic fibrosis or saccharoidosis. All right? So those are type of heart troubles. You know what I mean? But atrial fibrillation is dangerous, because once your heart starts beating irregular, we know that the heart is lacking in something that can cause or lead to not even blood clots only, but to heart failure and also strokes from atrial fibrillation. Let's go. We're going further now. Causes of heart disease. Let's look at the causes of heart disease now. Look at them over here. Refined processed foods, saturated fats, high level of fleshy food like all the beef and the pork and the dairy products, because the pork will give you a worm attack in your heart. Don't forget I told you all that. The pork, P-O-R-K, that nasty beast that don't like to stay clean, you bathe him, you get dirty again. He will cause you to have a worm attack because you have a lot of worms. The worm gets into your heart and cause you to have a worm attack, which I call a heart attack. You understand? High levels of fleshy foods like meat, dairy products, and other animal proteins. High homocysteine levels. Now, and a high oxidized cholesterol, which initiate the formation of plaque on the arterial walls, that's the arterial walls, interfering with blood circulation, leading to heart attacks and stroke. This right here, homocysteine. I want you to look it up. Homocysteine. Now, anybody can tell me what is the byproduct of homocysteine, if you know what's going on. Tell me what is homocysteine. And lots of doctors don't look for homocysteine levels in the blood. They do LDH, CK, troponin, but not homocysteine. Why? Homocysteine is a byproduct of protein. So once you break down protein well, homocysteine supposed to convert into cystathione. Don't forget that. It is a byproduct of protein metabolism. Homocysteine, that is. I want you to look it up, because lots of people have heart disease, and that's because they have a high homocysteine level that causes them to have heart disease. And doctors don't look for that. So homocysteine is a byproduct of protein metabolism. And when you convert homocysteine, it converts into, if you have good metabolism of the homocysteine now, it converts into a least harmful amino acid called cystathione. Now, if homocysteine do not convert into cystathione because of a few things, it could be genetics, or it can be a deficiency, or what we call a nutritional deficiency of what? Of folate acid, not folic acid, F-O-L-A-T-E acid, B6 vitamin, B vitamins, very important, and also vitamin E. If homocysteine cannot convert into the least harmful amino acid because of a deficiency of these vitamins in the body, automatically homocysteine escalates or becomes excessive in your bloodstream. And once homocysteine becomes excessive in the blood, what happens? It invites free radicals. And the free radicals, which are molecules start to oxidize your cholesterol levels in your system. And once you have oxidation of cholesterol, the high oxidized cholesterol now initiate the formation of plaque on the walls of your arteries, interfering with the blood circulation or blood flow, leading to heart attacks and strokes because of an excessive amount of homocysteine levels in the blood, because there is no folate acid and no B6 vitamin to help it to convert into the least harmful amino acid called cystathione. So this is the culprit of heart disease. Homocysteine in excessive amount is a culprit to free radical damage, or free radicals oxidizing cholesterol. And once free radicals oxidize your cholesterol, you're in trouble. So cholesterol is not bad, because they make us feel that cholesterol is all that is a bad guy. Hear what cholesterol do. Cholesterol is important for strong cell membranes. Cholesterol is important right here. Cholesterol is important for your hormones, good hormone health. Cholesterol is important for your immune system. Cholesterol is important to cushion your joints. So when you have high cholesterol, if the cholesterol do not oxidize from free radical damage or an excessive amount of homocysteine levels, cholesterol can never harm you. And cholesterol is found more in your brain. So all them drugs they're creating for cholesterol, they are fooling you all. They're killing your liver. Because the same Lipitor and the same Crestor and all these cholesterol drugs, they damage your liver long term, and they increase the function of, they increase the amount of enzyme called alkaline phosphatase in your blood, causing you to have troubles in your bones. They don't tell you that because they make you feel cholesterol is so bad. But cholesterol only harm you when it oxidizes. So once you have antioxidants prevent oxidation of cholesterol. But once you have an excessive amount of homocysteine, because you don't have enough B6 and folate acid in your diet to help to convert it into cystathione, your homocysteine will escalate in your blood, and it will cause your free radicals to cause cholesterol to oxidize, which initiate the formation of plaque on the walls of your arteries, interfering with blood circulation, leading to heart attacks and strokes. So a lot of people who had a stroke, or who had heart attacks, or who have high blood pressure, or arterial fibrillation, AFib, they don't check for homocysteine levels. So ask your doctor to check for homocysteine levels. Because I took that patient to the center yesterday, and I asked them, I said, do you have a test for homocysteine? They said, no. I said, how come? You all have a test for LDH, heart enzymes, CK, creatine kinase. You all have a test for troponin. So how come you all don't have a test for homocysteine levels in the blood? No, we don't. Well, you all better try to get it, because it is important for people who have troubles in their hearts. Forget now. You there? Wonderful. Nutrients and herbs for your heart muscle to reverse heart disease, to reverse hypertension, to reverse AFib, to reverse cardiomyopathy, to reverse angina and congestive heart failure, and all of them things they tell you all can't fix. Because you all don't go to nutrients and herbs that is good for heart disease. You all don't know how. And you all eat the same old foods. Essential fatty acids, vitamin B6, buffered vitamin C, B complex, CoQ10, selenium, and don't forget folate acid, not folic acid, F-O-L-A-T, not F-O-L-I-C. Forget? Magnesium. This is the best mineral for the heart muscle. Magnesium. And magnesium is important because magnesium helps with muscle contraction. So a lot of people who have high blood pressure, lacking in this, a lot of people who have what we call mitral valve prolapse, a muscle weakness of the heart, is lacking in not only magnesium but in CoQ10 too. And if you want this here to work for your heart muscle, you have to use at least 460 milligrams of CoQ10 per day to help the heart muscle, okay? Don't forget. Herb for the heart, ginkgo. Heart and leaf and flower, mark them down. Heart and fruit and berry, yarrow, linden flower, schisandra berry, lily of the valley if there is a failing heart, foxglove, and broom. And this herb is important if you have what we call cardiac edema. If the heart is congested and there's a lot of water on the heart, we use the broom with other diuretics to move the water from the heart muscle. This herb have a lot of digitalis, very important for the heart, but it's also important for when you have heart weakness. And this herb is, they give you a drug called digoxin, which comes from this herb, foxglove, that they give you when you have a failing heart. Okay, don't forget. Ginkgo, heart and leaf and flower, heart and fruit and berry, yarrow, linden flower, schisandra berry, lily of the valley, and foxglove. And those are for people who have troubles in the heart, to reverse heart disease. Let's look at herbs for an enlarged heart. If you know anybody that have an enlarged heart, and because of hypertension, because the systolic number is very high, you can use turmeric, cat's claw, bromelain from pineapple, and wood betony. Those are herbs we use for an enlarged heart. And if you have an enlarged heart, you can have the juices of 3 grains of garlic, half an onion, 1 stick of ginger, 3 sticks of turmeric, 1 cucumber, 1 stick of celery, a handful of parsley, and 1 red and yellow bell pepper. And you can juice that and have 3 to 4 glasses per day, and you will reduce the inflammation of the heart or the large heart, and you can also prevent water from forming on the heart muscle. All right? Don't forget now. Look at the juices now. 3 grains of garlic, half an onion, 1 stick of ginger, 3 sticks of turmeric, 1 cucumber, 1 stick of celery, 1 handful of parsley, 1 red, yellow, and bell pepper, and you can use 1 green apple if it's optional. All right? Wonderful. Hold it back. Mia. Come over here. Come back here.
Oh. Sorry guys.
Wonderful.
We're not done.
Now you have heart and berries. You have heart and fruit. See? The berries and the fruit. You know? So they all come from the same tree. They're very important for your heart. They prevent plaque from forming on the walls. They drop your cholesterol if it's high. But they also help the heart to have a stronger contraction. These are the berries, and this is the fruit of the hawthorn tree. Right? And these are the leaves and the flowers. See? The leaves and the flowers. And you must mix them together to have a better heart health. It's one of the best herbs for the heart, but they must use them all together. The berries, the leaves and the flowers, and the fruit. See the fruit? Don't forget now. Yeah? So we're going to make a heart tonic tonight. And we're going to use this herb here. Is called salvia root or danshen. In the English, the word is called salvia, S-L-A-V-I-A, salvia root. And we don't want to mix the roots with the leaves and the berries. So we're going to put the roots Don't forget now, you don't mix the roots and the leaves together. You're going to put the roots in one bag. Let's say an ounce of each of them. We're going to put the fruit of the hawthorn leaf of the hawthorn tree in the same bag, and we're going to put some of the berries, maybe a half an ounce of the berries, in the same bag. Don't forget, 1 ounce of hawthorn fruit, 1 ounce of hawthorn berries, and 1 ounce of the leaf of the danshen or the salvia root. We're going to keep them in one bag because they are the main herb. Don't forget, we said we have the main herb, we have the supporting herb, and we have the assisting herb. Right? Don't forget now. Then we're going to mix the leaves now. This is the hawthorn leaf. We're going to mix the leaves and the flowers together. We're going to do a half an ounce of the leaf, the hawthorn leaf and flower. A half an ounce of those. We're going to use another herb called mother's wort. This herb is very important to calm the heart muscle, but it is also good for women who don't want to take the birth control pill, because the Indian, older people used to use this particular herb as a birth control plant to make a period come. You know what I mean? We use about a quarter ounce of this particular herb, the mother's wort, mixed with the leaves and the flowers of the hawthorn. We're going to take another herb called nettle leaf. If there is water in the heart, or you have a lot of what we call congestive heart failure, this herb has a lot of minerals like magnesium and potassium, and we're going to put this in there to kind of build up the kidneys too if the kidneys giving troubles. And we will put some olive leaf, which is important for heart problems and also viruses too, but it's also good for keeping the heart healthy. And then we're going to put some yarrow. Those are what we call the assistant plants. So the olive leaf is a quarter ounce, and the yarrow is a quarter ounce, because they are assisting what the main plant, the main herbs is doing, which is these here. These are the main herbs. Don't forget, the main herbs is the danshen or salvia root, the berries, the hawthorn berries, and the hawthorn fruit. These are the main plants. And then the assisting and supporting plants are the others, like the yarrow, the mother's wort, the hawthorn leaf and flower. And then if there is troubles in the glands, and the person is having what we call palpitation of the heart muscle, because the adrenals is pumping lots of adrenaline into the bloodstream, we can use a handful of cassandra berry in there to help the adrenals to normalize the function of the cortisol and other levels, and then automatically you make it as a tea. So you're going to boil these for 20 minutes, and then after this is boiled, you're going to take 1 ounce of this mixture and throw it in the pot after this is boiled, and cover the pot for 10 to 15 minutes, and you're going to have 3 to 4 cups per day, every day, for at least a month and a half. Keep the heart healthy. You know what I mean? That is important. And if there is an enlarged heart, if the heart is enlarged, we can throw in some cat's claw or some turmeric in the mixture. If the person have an enlarged heart, we can throw in some, about a quarter ounce of the cat's claw or the turmeric in the mixture to help the heart to come at its normal size. We didn't say it can't happen. There we go. I mean, see, got it? Wonderful. You got it now, babe? Yeah. And if you want to do clean up the arteries, you're going. I use tricardia. I keep my arteries clean. That's what I use. I use tricardia, and then I use healthy heart. I use ginkgo horse chestnut to prevent plaque from forming on the walls of my arteries. Then I use healthy heart, keep my heart healthy. I prevent trouble in my heart. I don't get heart troubles. I prevent it there. I use magnesium, 1,200 milligrams per day. That's what I use. And I use garlic with vitamin E cayenne pepper and horton for circulation. That's why I do it, man. Come back to that. So it works.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay, both.
See this herb right here? Congestive heart failure. This is the herb. This is the herb for when you have congestive heart failure, when your heart is failing. It's called danqui. It's not only for women who have fibroids and PCOS and cysts. It's also good for when you have congestive heart failure. We mix them with all the other herbs there. And you get them. We put you on a program. And when we put you on a program, that mixture we just mixed there is for cardiomyopathy, arterial fibrillation, angina. You know what I mean? Where we are blocking the arteries naturally. You know what I'm saying? And this is not important because people doesn't even know how to take care of their heart, man. Young girl, 19 years old, and she has cardiomyopathy already. So a lot of people have that. And don't know they have it. She had it when she was 10 years old. And you don't live too long with cardiomyopathy because it damages your heart muscle long term. And long term, if it damages the heart muscle, it can damage your kidney too because the heart and the kidney work together. And that's very important for people to understand that these muscle, the heart muscle, is very significant. So you have to keep the heart healthy. And because America have so much heart disease, and so much heart troubles because fast food is all over the place, the younger people now is going to die like the older one because we are not setting an example on how to eat the foods. It's the key. All right? We done. Staying too long. We gone. My bed. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay, guys. So, I had a little info tonight.
Yeah. So on my tongue. Wonderful, huh?
So that's how you take it.
How I take it? I'll put it in juice or water, put it on my tongue. So I build up my cells, build up my blood, keep my cells healthy, prevent free radical damage of my cells. You know what I mean, of my heart muscle. So I try to prevent because I had a stroke. I had high blood pressure. I don't want it to come back. So I will take this thing for a little while, about a month or two, and I stop. Take a break, and then I eat right, exercise, and then I go back after a while, or 2 months again, I take them again. Give them a break. You don't have to take them.
Can you show them once again why you're taking?
When women, people who have varicose veins, hemorrhoids, impaired circulation, you can get it in the herbs too. Look at it right there. See, have it in the herbs too. Have it in different forms. See, they're all inside there. But 12 different herbs in here for circulation. You know what I mean? See, ambrosia. And mix it up. All them herbs. See them herbs inside there? Look at them. Read them. Ginkgo, gota cola, cinnamon, horse chestnut, colinzonia. They're all inside there. Circulation. Or you could get like this too.
So this is in the tincture form.
This is a tincture form. This is in the tea form. You know what I mean? Right. And then I do my healthy heart. This is my healthy heart here. This is a healthy heart. Healthy heart. That's what I do. See healthy heart? See? Take care of my heart. Keep my cardiovascular system healthy because the heart muscle works every day. We said the heart muscle. Yeah? The heart muscle pump 1,960 gallons of blood per day. Every day. It don't stop. See there? So I take them. You know, and then I take a break. About a month or 2, 3 months break, and I go back and I take them again. You understand? Then I take this one here. This is for good circulation. Keep your bloodstream moving well. Prevent plaque from forming on the wall of the arteries. It's good for varicose veins, bad circulation, hemorrhoids. You know what I mean? But you got to change your diet. So I pop them, and it's good for men who have impotence because of impaired circulation. You know what I mean? That make the blood flow better. And then we take this is the tricardia made by some doctors. Tricardia. Yeah, you know? And you're taking this now, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got to take them. I give it to her every day. Yeah, she got to take them. This. Yeah, no, she take this. Say it, Mark.
This makes me feel so good.
Clean your arteries up.
Ollie should get that too.
Tricardia. It's made by some doctors. Some cardiologists make this.
That is really good.
You know, they keep your arteries clean. Clean up your arteries. It binds with all the heavy metal from the body, and it cleans you up. You know, so you have good arterial wall health. You know what I mean? So things don't clot in your system. You know what I mean? And the boss right here, magnesium. That's the boss right there. See the boss? Him. You know what I mean? He replenishes your heart muscle when your heart muscle starts to contract. Because he's the mineral that deals with muscle contraction. You know what I mean? Heart is a muscle. And this and let me tell you something. You see magnesium? It is found in all parts of the body that have muscles. But it's found mostly in the heart. And because the heart works for us every day, it don't stop work. It have to be found in the heart muscle on a regular basis. But they don't tell you all that because they know better. Because these guys they know nothing about nutrition. They feel the body function just air and breathe and wind. The body function on nutrients. You know what I mean? Enzymes, vitamins, minerals, and amino acids. Understand? So you got to keep the blood moving. Got to keep the heart moving. I mean? So, yeah. So next Thursday we're gonna have a program. We have the live, and we could be in Nikki Lane if you're there. Put up the post. Be in Orlando on the 14th of June, and be in New York on the 18th. I'm only in New York for only 2 days. I'm not staying in New York for long because I'm moving quick. I'm trying to get everything on the online store, and then we have this book we dealing with. You know what I mean, right? And when you have trying to get another book out with Dr. Humphrey on the heart. It's natural healing of the body. It's just that we have more things to do with the book, and the book is it's not easy to write to release a book. You know, it's not easy. It's tough.
It's tough.
I mean, everybody wants to jab you and jing you and jip you, and you know what I mean, because you're feeling no sense. I mean, so I will leave it till we get something that's good and proper, so that people could understand. You know what I mean? You know, but you know the book is serious. We have a chapter on circulation. We have a whole chapter on the digestive system and herbs to use. But I don't let nobody come and jip me to come out with a book and rob me. It ain't gonna happen. You'll stay on my shelf. You understand? I mean, so they were trying to rob you, man. Yeah. So you know, we come in, but we just want to make sure that we're doing it the right way, and we want to make sure that nobody can come and try to rob us, because we've been robbed. You know what I mean? We still being robbed, right?
Oh no.
But they can't rob us no more now.
Not now.
But we get robbed. I got robbed big time. And because I have love for people, you know what I mean? I took it by heart. Because I don't function on just dollars and cents, you know what I mean? I function on love. But a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have no love. I mean, so when I loving them, they wasn't loving me. They wasn't loving me back.
True.
They were loving me for something else. I mean, but you know, when you have people around, like my wife who when we catch on certain things, Patrick, they robbing you. They robbing you. I don't care about material things. Patrick, you got a family, you got a wife, you got children. Don't let them rob you.
Yeah, I was trying to tell him that. You got to wise up. You know, you have to wise up.
Huh.
But you know, that's how it is sometimes. We also want to let people know that they're no longer going to Angel on Hand for consultations. Stop paying your monies there, because they are not coming to, the monies will not be coming to us. So you guys have to try and understand that, and remember that, share the live, tell a friend, that if you want to make a consultation, you go to christybooks.biz and you make your consultation there. All right. What's that other site that has been going on PA again?
www.patrickdelves.com. That site is dead. That site was created by a brother called Robert Grappy. He was very good to me, and we act as brothers. We were doing business together, but he died. And because I trusted in people, I had no access to anything, because I have a lot of trust in people, you know what I mean? I trust black people, I trust, you know. Still trust my people, you know what I mean? But, you know, I didn't have access. I know I can't get in because he's died. And, you know, I can't get into the site. So everything is going to go to ChristyBooks.biz now. You know, it's not going to go no place else. They want to go no over so in Netherlands. They want to go where it's going to come, you know, where it's supposed to be. So in turn, I can try to help people. You know what I mean? You know, that's what it'll be. Because I can't help people if I have nothing. How am I going to help you if you need something like this and you don't have the money? And I say, okay, because Malcolm said black people put $1 away a month and put it together. So when we done and out, one of us done and out, we can go into the cookie bar and take out certain things to help the person in need. So if I don't have it and I can't get it together, how am I going to help other people? Come on. I mean,
True.
Thing will happen. I'm gonna just go down the road and then I'm gonna just fall down. And when I fall down, there's no way I can help anybody else. But if we uplift each other and if we genuine, I want to use the word genuine. Because a lot of people are genuine outside there, man. Love has flew through the window.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You understand? They're genuine. And if you're genuine and we love our neighbor as yourself, then we're supposed to look for our neighbor and make sure that if something is wrong with the neighbor and we have them together, we say, okay, we go into the cookie jar and say, you know what? Our neighbor needs some help. Here, neighbor. You know? Here. You know what I mean? Help yourself. Hear what you need, help yourself. And that's why we do this live program and saying people can't afford to pay $60 sometimes, $70 sometimes. And I understand. So, you know, I say, you know what? Let's do something that could have people paying something that they can afford. You know what I mean? Because we don't live no big life. We live a simple life, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, because I believe in spirituality. I believe that when we die, we ain't going with no money. When we die, we ain't going with no house and land and car and jeep. We ain't going with none of them things. We go with some clothes in a casket. So where the hell you want to live big to that tomorrow they bury in a casket? Blessed night, good night, and give thanks and praises to the Most High. And don't forget to give Him all the glory. You know what I mean? And Christopher will give you some information on the site and hope we can do our business, okay? Eh?
Yes.
Blessed.
So, we want to thank the people who donate to us.
Yes, thank everybody.
Sherry Ann.
I
wonder if I have the name
Sherry Ann, thank you.
I wonder if I have the name right, but Sherry Ann, I want to thank you for making that big contribution to us. We highly appreciate it very, very much. And the other people, I mean, in spite of the situation, you know, where you made the donation, it is okay. You know, it is okay. Your attempt to help us out, you know, supporting us in whatever way you can, in such a major way, that is so wonderful. We thank you so very much. And to all the other people who donate to us, we want to thank you very much. We see your names. We will put the names down on a list and we will just give you special thanks the next time we come on the live, right? But we want to thank you guys so much for your donation to us and your support. Okay? Naomi, not forgetting Naomi, that is sending us her gratitude and her love. Thank you so much. You are so wonderful. You have such a kind heart and we really appreciate you very, very much. Okay, so that's all. So guys, don't forget the live next week. Get your tickets, $15, and you come and ask us any questions. We will talk. Any questions you want to ask us, you ask us and we will give you exclusive attention. Okay guys?
Yes.
So next Thursday,
yes,
the 6th of June, God gives us health and strength, we will be live. Our first pay-per-view, we will be live. So it's, the heading would be Ask Master Herbalist, Patrick and Christy Dells. any question, right? And our focus would be on you, okay? We'll be happy to put our focus on you. So guys, get your tickets. We shared the link on our page. So, we're ready, right? So that's it. I want everybody to have a good night.
Good weekend too.
And a wonderful weekend.
Wonderful weekend. And don't forget to keep the guns at home. And don't forget to love your neighbor as yourself. Because that's the second commandment to the first one. Love your neighbor as yourself. Blessed love. Give thanks. Don't forget to give God the glory. He alone that have to get all the glory. Jehovah God. Give him all the glory and blessed love to everybody. And thanks everybody. Thank you everybody for supporting us. And whatever we can do to help anybody who's in need. Once we have things put in place, we are going to put ourselves out to help anybody who is sick and can't afford for treatment. We will try our best to send what we can to help another person who is in need, because it could be any one of us. Any one of us could fall today or tomorrow and need help. So don't forget that. Always keep that in your mind. Now, because you have a big job today, you can't lose it tomorrow. You get blessed love and give thanks to the Most High. Blessed.
Also remind folks where they need to go, because we're having troubles with people on their consultations. Okay?
Yeah, we have a lot of trouble with the consultation from before. So do not call that number again. 888-971-1757. That number is gone. Don't call that number. Don't go to anybody else. Don't go to no site but KRISTYBWKS.biz. Otherwise, you're going to lose your money. Don't forget, one site you have to go on. ChristyBooks.biz. The number 1473-421-9604. Don't go to no other site. Don't let nobody come and scam you on fake, and because a lot of fake people outside there, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm telling you. You know what I mean? You only put your trust in the Most High and yourself. Do not trust no shadows after dark. Blessed love. Yeah? Okay? All right, Christy. Good night. Blessed.
Okay, good night, guys.